What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and your boy. I got a special. I got. It's a special video today, man. First time linking up with his brother. I mean, I'm a fan of his channel, fan of his work. You know what I mean? I gotta. I ain't gonna tell you who it is. I'm gonna get and speak for yourself. Go ahead, man. My surprise guest.
Hey, fools! It's Mizzah T from the Mizzah T Show.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Ponies is scared now. But anyway, I got
upset with me.
They get John Doe and my bro Dog Holy.
You already know. Usual suspect.
yeah, for sure. But anyway, I just like I said, I know we don't put our videos back to back, but let me get. But ain't nobody talking about this. I always gotta be the one to share light on some of Sony's dirt. I'm always gonna be the one to take their laundry to cleaners. You know what I mean? The shit that your mom said you clean your room, you throw your dirty clothes in the closet. That's what these ponies be doing on YouTube. So anyway, ain't no secret. The PS4 today launched in Japan. Now, in all my videos and, all of these fucking Twitter and all my Facebook groups and all this shit, all these ponies kept threatening me. Like I said, I own stock in Microsoft or Nintendo or whatever the case may be. Once the PS4 drop in Japan is over. I've been hearing this shit for the last 6 months. Once the PS4 dropping in Japan is over, guess what? So the PS4 today dropped in Japan, and guess what happened? Launch date PS4 stopped. Readily available in Japan. Motherfucker
they ain't got no games, man.
Motherfucker ain't sell out.
The Japanese ain't stupid. That's
check it out. This motherfucker said today's Japanese shops opened up, began selling the PlayStation 4. While you probably see, pictures of lines of people lined up around the corner, most shops still have PS4 available. It's a shock to me, us, and this website here. So the reason, like I said, so it didn't sell out. It wasn't as big as a hit as they thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? Then I heard what they said that Sony had fake applause in the crowd. What the fuck going on with that? I didn't read the article.
Oh, man, dude. Oh, so you didn't see that? Actually, they got videos of it, man.
Yeah, it's videos, that's all.
Oh, so what they was, it was off too. They was back there. Sony always go out there and show their ass when it come to their home crowd. Remember the motherfucking PS4 cut off live at Tokyo Game Show? That motherfucker cut off. That motherfucker cut off and bombed and shit, man. But anyway, but I was reading here also. So I was just discussing with these guys behind the scenes. A lot of these conversations, a lot of you ponies ain't privy to. But the Huffington Post, you guys know the Huffington Post is big shit. It says that Sony, the only thing that Sony has that viable is the PlayStation brand. Sony, ladies and gentlemen, is going down. They're going down. They're going down. They're going down. Hey, Mr. T, now.
Down, baby. Up jumps the boogie.
Hey, Mr. T, hit him with that shit.
Mr. T, I said, Mr. T, can the PlayStation be carried by, can Sony be carried by the PlayStation? What did you say, Mr. T?
I said, hell no. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, you can't carry a multi-billion-dollar company with just the video game portion of it. It's just not gonna happen.
So what you said? The reason why the PlayStation 3 still costs $300? What's your take on that?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so many indicators that show that they're in trouble. I mean, you have what is it now? 7 years old now?
No, I think 8. What it
8 years old?
It came out in 2006.
At $300. It's at $300.
Yeah. Damn.
I mean, that says a lot right there.
Yeah.
They do it for the views.
This nigga stupid. Nigga said nah. But no, let me ask. You know what? I'm gonna give you the floor, Mr. T. You know what I mean? I want to hear. I want to hear your thing. Are you buying into the hype with this whole PlayStation 4? You know what I mean? What do you think Sony is doing? You know what I mean? That's all the opponents are all souped up. You know what I mean? Because I'm being real. The Wii U got more games than the motherfucking PS4, don't it? PS4 ain't got nothing. I'm talking about far as exclusives. I'm talking about far as exclusives coming out.
Got more games than PlayStation.
I'm talking about far as exclusives coming out in 2014. What the Wii U got? Infamous Second Son. They got The Order and Drive Club. Anything else?
I'm talking about PlayStation 4.
Yeah. What else they got?
They got
They got third parties.
They got third parties.
I mean, because that's the number one selling game on the system right now is a third party game, Call of Duty Ghosts. So
yeah, but I'm just saying. So you think? I'm just asking your honest opinion. You know what I mean? We all know that you can't say that Mr. T is an Xbox, X-Clown, excellent. Listen, this guy's neutral. He's a Nintendo guy. We all know this guy, Mr. T. Fools. Play Nintendo, fools. So you can't say this guy's he's biased in his ways. It's his honest opinion. So do you think that what the multiplayer? Well, let's say the Xbox last generation. And listen, and I'm gonna give my own little spin. And I'm gonna ask you your opinion. You know what I mean? To me, this is my opinion that now for real, Sony came out the gate swinging, and they kind of caught Microsoft with their pants down. You know what I mean? And Microsoft kits and their drivers and their SDKs wasn't as mature as Sony. You know what I mean? A lot of people think it's a big misconception. That the PlayStation, I'm sorry, that the Xbox One can't do 1080p 60 frames a second, which is it's not true. Like I said, if you guys tune into the podcast tomorrow, we got a nice show for you guys. But Microsoft, like I said, they spend $1 billion on next generation games, 3 times more than what Sony spent. You know what I mean? And even this is not my words, this is not my opinion. This is something that Jack Tritton said. So the days of them pumping money into their exclusives, you know what I mean, and they're not selling well, you know what I mean. That's why they said they can sell 5. This is what Sony said. They can sell 5,000 indies and it'll be profitable. You know what I mean. So you're not going to see 8, 7 exclusives from Sony a year. They're going to put out 2 or 3. They sell. They take the money they made for those, or it's called flipping. I'm not just sell drugs. You know what I mean? I before I sell out my whole pack, I take back some of my profit, take that, and go re-up again. That's what Sony's going to do. They're going to take a little bit of the money they make and take that money and put into another exclusive. They can't just go on. They don't have it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, do you think the way that Sony's going right now, Mr. T, do you think they're going to be around in 2 years, or what's going on? Give me your tip. I'm trying to rack your brain here, man.
If they are still around, I think it'll be the PlayStation will be a separate thing.
A separate entity.
It's the only way it's going to survive. It can't survive with the rest of the company the way it's going. So, I mean, I put out a little video on the loss, and what you call them, ponies. They were, they got upset and were attacking me. They were upset and were attacking me, and they were saying that the loss didn't come from the PlayStation brand or whatever. That was their excuse. So.
Yeah. Well, they ain't nothing to do with PlayStation.
Is that we're talking about a company that was worth over $100 billion 10 years ago, and now the entirety of the company is worth less than Nintendo.
17 billion. I mean, not mistaken. 16 billion. They about to lose.
So how much of that is PlayStation? How much of that worth comes from PlayStation? It ain't 17 billion.
How much did they just bring in? Didn't they bring in like 54 million?
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
But you have
but that's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
They're talking about they made a profit. We're talking about 132. I think it was 132 million, something like that.
Billion.
That's not going to sustain a 17 billion dollar company.
No, I think that might just pay the salaries.
That's it.
Sony got a lot of bosses, so you got to, like I tell people all the time. And Mr. T, and I think, you know what, I'm going to be real. Me, my character, my channel, I pop a lot of shit. A lot of things I say to get aroused with people. Like I said, a lot of things, like I've been playing video games and most of you motherfuckers throw boogers with candy. In my lap right here, I'm being real. In my lap right here, I have an NES. A lot of motherfuckers, and you have my whole thing. I think I was a Nintendo hater. Like I said, this right here, it wasn't the Atari, it wasn't the Coleco, which was the 5600. This right here, the Super NES is what got me into gaming. You know what I mean? It's in my lap right now. When you guys go back and see the video, you can see it for yourselves. This was my first console. And I don't know, the game I have in this motherfucker right now, old school pinball. Throwback. Like I said, I got everything. Like I said, you know what I mean? But anyway, back to what I was saying. But when I talked about it, like I said, Sony, their video game sales, their movie sales are down. Music sales are down. Sony and Samsung will put out the TV. Same specs. Just about. Or maybe, Samsung's maybe have even better specs. But Sony TV would cost $600-$700 more. I remember you brought at the time when they had their notebooks. They costed more than Mac is. Like, god damn. You talk about something that's when running Windows XP will cost more than a fucking Mac. Like Sony, like I said, I don't know, like I said, they're very I think they kinda outprice themselves, you know what I mean? Like their name. I mean, back in the day when you went to buy a TV or a wash machine or whatever the fuck, you go to Sony, that was, known for their product. I think what Sony really blew up was from the Walkman, if I'm not mistaken. It was the Walkman that put them over.
The boombox was nice too now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but that's what put them on the map was the Walkman. That put them on the map. Like, no, not put them on the map, but that they made a lot of money from the Walkman, you know what I mean? And like I said, I would say Sony, they are, they do, let's say, as far as technology, they do kind of lead the industry, not lead the industry, but they, they bring a lot of stuff to the table, but they should be so high. Even with their Blu-ray players, I remember Fucking Blu-ray players, well, they give you a Blu-ray player for $500, but Samsung will be $300. You understand what I'm saying? Like, god damn, Sony, like, you know, at the end of the day,
the memory cards. I would own a PS Vita if it wasn't for them damn expensive ass memory cards.
Hey, I'm glad I got you on the show today, brother. Vita. Well, I don't know where the fuck my Vita's over there. I ain't getting up. The Vita. You know, I mean, I'm not like it. I mean, I'm not more of a handheld dude, but the memory cards. There's something that only Sony makes. Even dating back to the PSP. Fucking 1 gig, $80, $90 when the PSP came out.
I think with the Vita, man, it's just going after the wrong market when it
it.
comes down to the Vita. That's just the way I feel about it. I feel it just.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Targeting the wrong market. Yeah. That's the reason why they didn't blow.
They're trying to get console players to play a handheld. But as a console player, you'd rather be playing on your big screen. You know,
exactly.
They're muddling their own market by doing that. So.
Yeah, you know what? Good point. I think, and you guys said it again. Like as far as Nintendo, like I can't take that from them. Nintendo has the handheld thing on Smash, and I think it's probably what Microsoft never really got into because they don't have that audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nintendo.
I just want to say something real quick now that you brought up Nintendo handheld. A lot of my fellow Nintendo gamers seem to think that that 3DS is doing fine. It's okay. You know, they should focus on Wii U, and yeah, they should focus more on Wii U, no doubt about that. But the 3DS is not, out of the woods yet.
No.
It's nowhere near selling as well as the previous systems. And the fact that that's what's carrying Nintendo right now.
You know what? Fuck
they
this.
have
The gloves
to
is
push
off.
that.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, we about to turn this to a real show today. You know what? Fuck Sony. We just gonna talk. We got some gamers in here, and we just gonna talk. Like, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I don't get the chance to talk to this brother much. I think I maybe talked to him like the second time I'm speaking to him on Skype. You know what I mean? But like I said, I would like to get I like to hear other people's opinions. Now, you know what? And I got a real live Nintendo guy here. Now, I got a question for you, Mr. T. Now, we talked about Sony. Like, we all know, ain't no shit. Like, Sony is fucking, they hurting financially. You know what I mean? Like, and I said it before, you even said it yourself that and a lot of ponies think that the PlayStation, just because the PlayStation's selling well, that's not going to help Sony. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of investors say not saying that the Xbox is not profitable, because the Xbox brand alone, I'm not even talking about the entertainment division. I think the Xbox brand alone is worth like $24 billion or whatever, something shit like that. But anyway, what I'm saying is that, Sony has their hands on a lot of things, right? They do. You know what I mean? Cameras, all types of shit. You know what I mean? And, and like they said, they heard they just sold the PC department, and they got, they trying to shed excess fat. You know what I mean? Okay, boom. Now we got Nintendo, right? Now I got Mr. T in here, and I'm gonna ask you a question. In your opinion, right now, you guys not saying I'm at the end of the day, I'm a gamer, and the reason why I bought a Wii U, and I'm gonna say it again. The reason why, I don't know if you ever seen the reason why I bought a Wii U was because I got tired of playing what I was playing for the last 7 and 8 years as far as the PS3 and the 360. I wanted something new and fresh. And then, like I said, Nintendo, took the stage E3. I think it was E3, was it 2012? It wasn't 2000, it was 2012. And they said, that, they're going to have third-party support and all that stuff right there, right? So, and I'll be real, and be honest with you, the Wii U did launch with a strong third-party lineup. You know what I mean? A lot of those games I had already on other consoles, but a lot of those games, so you had some people that only played Nintendo, only played Wii's. So a lot of those games were new to Nintendo. But why do you think a lot of those third-party games didn't sell well? You take a game like Tekken Tag Tournament, great game, Mr. T. It sold like 10,000 copies. You know what I mean? I think worldwide. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I said, that was a great game, hands down. Like I said, even like I said, how much I went out and supported Nintendo. I didn't buy Assassin's Creed 3. I didn't get it for my PS3. I didn't get it for my 360. I bought it for my Wii U so I can have something to play. But I think Assassin's Creed 3 sold like 70,000 copies worldwide. Why do you think, it didn't take off? You know what I mean? Because in the day, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. Now, I hear a lot of Nintendo fans blame EA for the whole conspiracy theory. At the end of the day, Nintendo needs EA just as much as EA needs Nintendo. And this is you might have your own, but this is my own take. Like, they gave EA shit for not putting Crysis on the Wii U. And the same token, I said, why would, EA put Crysis on the Wii U where Call of Duty didn't sell well? The Vita version of Call of Duty, I think on the Wii, outsold the Wii U version. So let me hear your thoughts, you know what I mean? I'm picking your brain right here.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to damage control.
No, that's what. No, whatever
These
you. Like I
games
said,
didn't sell well. There's a lot of different factors. A certain, percentage of the Nintendo fan base isn't into those types of games. You got to remember, we're talking about Crisis 3. So Nintendo fans didn't get Crisis 1 and they didn't get Crisis 2.
okay.
So this is a completely new series to them.
Okay.
And you have to build up that fan base, if you want that to sell. That's just how it is. You can't expect Xbox guys or PlayStation guys to jump over to Wii U and play that, that version on Wii U when they already have their own system they can do that on. So it was just going to be a no-win situation to begin with. But there are some games, like you mentioned, that probably should have sold a lot better. I think, like you said, what's the fighting game you said?
Tekken Tag Tournament.
Tekken Tag Tournament. That shit is it's an awesome game. I love it. I bought it.
Y'all want no sign?
I bought. I even bought. I'm not even into Assassin's Creed, but I bought Assassin's Creed 3.
Okay.
Because I wanted to support, the third party that was showing up.
Okay.
So I mean, I can't. There's no excuses for that.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, even with Assassin's Creed 3 though, it didn't get certain features.
Okay.
That the other versions got.
Okay. Hold that thought for 1 second. Hey, Dark Hole, I want to add something to that. Dark Hole, you had something to say?
I don't think it's fair. Y'all in here bashing the PlayStation 4.
This nigga here.
And y'all don't got no fanboy in here. Oh, wait, we do got a fanboy. Hey, Doe. You is a fanboy. So what you guys say about that?
I think Doe back there doodling. I think
Fanboy what? What you talking about? I'm over here playing what you call it right now.
We need a PlayStation fanboy in here to defend himself. Hey, next gen, call her 8.
Oh man, I don't fuck. Hey, nah, man, I don't fuck with that weirdo, man. Hey, okay. All right, so back to now. Hey, now check it out. Now, you know what? Too, like I said, first of all, I wanna take my hat off to you for even because I was about to shoot a video before y'all called me. I don't know why. I reached out to level. I mean, because I came into YouTube on kind of hard at Nintendo, but a lot of these motherfuckers act like they scared of me. Like, so we having a decent conversation here. Like, I'm a grown ass man. I can play nice in the sandbox. No, I mean, they ain't bashing nobody. Like, they act like, for real. I reached out to that level. At first, they was to take little shots at me, whatever the case may be. I was in the whole because they, I had to. They first said the only way I can give views is if I'm trolling somebody. I ain't made a video about somebody I don't even do them shits anymore. I don't give a fuck what you say on your channel. Like, you can make 1,000 videos. I don't give a fuck what you say about me. But anyway, they act like, that's a lot of times, like I said, I want to have genuinely conversations with like either Sony fans or anybody, you know what I mean? But anyway, back to you, T. Now, you said that, you take a game like Assassin's Creed 3 and it didn't have features that had on other console versions. You said this.
That the fan base was used to having, so you can't. Assassin's Creed, there was no Assassin's Creed on Wii. So that fan base is mostly PlayStation and Xbox fans.
Oh, okay.
So if they ain't getting what they're used to getting on their console, they're not going to buy the Wii U version of it. I mean, that just, and Nintendo fans aren't used to Assassin's Creed. So, I mean, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, I also would say, here's the thing. Now, what you're saying, and it probably does make sense, but I don't understand why they jump up and scream foul when they don't get the game. And when they do get the game, they don't buy the game. It's like that's kind of trippy.
Service done when they didn't get Strider. Strider should have been on the Wii. On the Wii U, I mean.
But you're missing what I just said. I just said that they're not getting the same game that everybody else is getting. I mean, EA especially. I mean, Madden 13 on Wii U is garbage. It's just garbage. Okay. I have it.
I bought it too, but this is my take on it. Like,
I like it.
Yeah,
on the Wii U. You got a Wii U?
Yeah, he got a Wii U.
Why I got my business.
This is my take. Well, I don't understand. Not saying I don't understand. Now, far as the same, like prime example. Now, this is my falling out with my whole disdain with the Wii U. You know what I mean? Is that it launched and it couldn't do the basic shit that the original Xbox could do. But as far as online voice chat wasn't mandatory. Even game invites wasn't mandatory. And for them to sit on that stage and say they're going back after the Sony and the fans that they lost to Sony and Microsoft, fans that they lost, I'm sorry, to Sony and Microsoft, and they're trying to get them to get the Wii U. You know what I mean? But you don't have the basic shit there intact. You know what I mean? It's not saying that the Wii U couldn't do voice chat and stuff like that because it's evident on Call of Duty. But I believe it was the guy, I think Ed Boon or something. A lot of Nintendo fans are jumping up and down about Legion, not Legion. What you call it? What's the Marvel? What's the DC game on Wii U? Injustice of Gods. Injustice of Gods. They were jumping up. They were jumping up and down about it not.
I also have that.
Yeah, they were jumping up and down about it not having lobbies. What Kevin Lobb said, not Kevin Lobb, it's the guy from fucking Kill Instinct. Mark Boone said that Nintendo didn't have the basic shit. I guess like a three-way handshake. They didn't have the basic shit intact for them to attach the lobby to. You know what I mean? Like, well, as far as Microsoft or Sony, here's the code. You put it up, and they have the stuff. They give them the alley-oop, they get and taking the dunk. Nintendo didn't have the basic shit intact that Nintendo wanted them to go in and do it for them. And I guess not pay them. You know what I mean? And you're not like, here, that's not our job. Here's the code. This is the job. And now you taking that. Where's your like how I'm trying to say they didn't have the basic things intact there. For them to add a lobby to. It's not that, they just straight get Nintendos. Even as far as like a lot of the games, they didn't even have voice chat. Like, what's your, like, take, now, I saw your video, and when you said you really don't care about the online thing, I saw your video, and I got it. Like I said, do watch your shit.
Yeah, I just said that's my, I know a lot
your onions. I think your onions is your onions. I believe the name of the video or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And fine, but for Nintendo to I guess to go back after the audience that they lost to Sony and that they lost to Microsoft, they have to have them things intact. You know what I mean? Would you agree? Disagree?
I hear what you're saying. Like I said, I'm not the biggest guy with the online and all that, but I don't realize this myself because I don't pay attention to that stuff that much. But the Wii U doesn't have some of the basic features, online features that the Wii had. So
true,
I mean,
true.
I can't. I have no excuse for that. I mean, that's
true.
That is what it is. I mean, I like one of my gripes because I like the Wii Sports Club they recently came out with.
Okay.
You can't even invite your friends in to play a match with you. It's random.
Yeah. It was the same thing with Tekken too.
You come out of the game and then you have to just jump. You have to jump back in to another lobby or whatever you want to call it that. I don't know if that's what it's called. But it's just it's tedious.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Also too. So not to cut you off. Yeah. I'll let you finish. I want to add something to that. And maybe you might know more. Maybe you can, because I heard something to go on. Yeah, finish. T?
Yeah, yeah. What that's all I'm saying was that, like I said, I'm not the biggest guy, the proponent of talking about, online features and none of that stuff. I haven't really been into it that much. But if everybody's saying the same thing, it's got to be, something that needs to be fixed. And now a lot of Nintendo fans are saying this.
Okay.
Not just fans of other fan bases. So, yeah, I mean.
So,
I guess there's no excuse for that.
So, but now with that being said, now, do you think? Now, this is what I'm hearing, not from what I heard, rumors around the mill. You know what I mean? That and I listen. Now I'm gonna say this. Now, a lot of things I come out with, and like I said, I don't have the biggest YouTube channel. And next Jim, believe me, I broke a lot of stories here on you. I don't get credit for a lot of shit. I have two friends, not friends, that I met doing this YouTube that are in the industry. I'm not going to say their name. One works for Game Info, and another one works for Ubisoft. Now, with that being said, is that, and this is coming out of the guys from Ubisoft, like I said, that Nintendo wants, I don't know, how should I say this? He says the reason why a lot of those features are not there on the Wii U is that they want to keep their children safe. From online predators. You know what I mean? You have that on every console. I don't care whether it's Xbox Live or whether it's PS3. You know what I mean? Like I said, they don't have a lot of, I think, chat features there. Like, they didn't want, but I'm just being real. Whether you agree with it or not, when you think about Nintendo, you think about family, kids first. You know what I mean? Now, this is the image that they have. The whole, even the commercials that they have are geared towards some of, I remember, like, when they was marketing the Wii U, they had the black family, had the little boy doing a little dance in the front room. You know, what I mean, I think Bomb kept looping that video over and over talking about Nintendo for kids, but they said they was, you know, not too busy, but they wanted to keep uh like them separate or something. Not, you know, they don't want make it easy for, I guess, these predators, which you have them on all consoles. You know what I mean? Whether it be Xbox Live or plus shit, that motherfucker that flew to Florida to meet that little boy up in California, he met him on the PlayStation Network. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what I mean? But what they said, that's the reason why they don't have a lot of that stuff there. You know what I mean? You know, like, what's your opinion on that? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, here's why I don't fully buy that.
okay,
Because I can right now I can get on my Wii U and I can video chat with anybody. Just video chat. It's just one on one. I know most people want the party chat, obviously, but you know, you're not stopping anything if you allow me to video chat with anybody.
True.
And that's anybody. There's no age restrictions on video chat.
True.
So that's why I don't fully. I just think, I don't know. I just it's really twisted up. It's like,
do you think they need new blood?
I'm not in a position to to say that. I would like, you know, I would probably like a more I guess Western focused CEO for the West.
Okay. Well, maybe even let
hand that over to Reggie. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, but see, Nintendo, from what I'm saying, Nintendo Japan makes decisions for everybody.
That's true. I mean, that's.
And I think maybe the problem is that even what they were doing in Europe, they wouldn't allow you to download adult games before 11 o'clock. And that wasn't something that might, even though it may have been a law there, whatever the case, that wasn't something that Sony or Microsoft, you know, enforced. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. You know, like, let me ask you another question about region locking. Making, you think Nintendo, you know, should have lightened their stance on making their console region free?
I guess in the future, but right now, I mean, there really ain't enough games to do that. You know, that's for that to be a priority. You know, but you know, it's hard for me to say that because you know every other Nintendo system I own is region locked, and I've never had a problem. So it's hard for me to have a problem now. I mean, yeah, times change. Everybody's, I guess, everybody else is not region locked. I don't know.
I feel this because it's like more the norm now, and they expect that from Nintendo. But Nintendo, like you said, Nintendo have always had their consoles region locked. So, and plus they released the Wii U before the Xbox One and the PS4 dropped. So, I can definitely see why they got theirs region locked and they don't. So, you know, that's what I feel about it. It is the norm.
This is my last two questions. I know I got you in the hot seat, Mr. T. It's almost over. If one thing, if you could change about the Wii U, would you give it more power, or you're fine with what the specs it has now, compared to your competition? You realize, like I said this before. I remember when the Wii U got announced. I think E3 2011 and 12. Nintendo fans were jumping up and down, talking about how much more powerful it was than the PS3 and the 360. And I was like, oh, I had an itty bitty channel there. I said, oh, you know, you do realize that's not the Wii U's competition. The Wii U competition is the PS4 and the Xbox One, and everybody was jumped up and down, high five, and slap each other in the ass about those 2 gigs of RAM. Compared to its competitors, you know what I mean? And even with them staying with DirectX 10 and not, you know, going with DirectX 11, here you have a next generation console that because I don't. This is my thing. All right, fine, fuck it. Let me say this. I think Nintendo. I guess how I say this. Longest, I guess in theory, longest third party still supports the PlayStation 3 and the 360. In theory, the Wii U can get a lot of those games. You know what I mean? Whether they port them to them or not. But once these games start using the Unreal Engine 4 and X, Y, and Z, like, I don't understand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they put out a console that can't really run any next generation engines. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, once the industry start using Unreal Engine 4, I think, what's that? There's a game coming out, I think Daylight, or one of these games is coming out now, and that's one, I think, using Unreal Engine 4, if I'm not mistaken. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you think that was a mistake of Nintendo?
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you from a historical perspective.
Okay.
First of all, I'm not big on specs. That's not my thing.
Okay.
That doesn't really move me as far as buying games and systems. But I'm going to say historically that hasn't mattered. all of Nintendo's handhelds competitors were smashed by the weak little Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
The GameCube and the Xbox were smashed by PlayStation 2,
Yeah.
and they were both more powerful. N64 was killed by PlayStation 1. We all know that. So I mean, and the Wii won last generation, even though nobody wants to admit it. But if we can't change the rules. We count in consoles, right?
Yeah.
So Wii won last generation, and it didn't matter about the specs. Now, obviously, the Wii didn't get a lot of games because of the specs.
Yeah.
And maybe times are changing, and that's catching up. That's going to catch up with the newer systems. I don't know yet. I don't know if that's the case yet. But I know I feel like a lot of these excuses are just that, because engines throughout history have been able to take some features out, lower the resolution to adapt to other systems. You see that on mobile all the time, and you've seen that between Xbox and PS3, either we're going up or going down.
Even I'm sorry not to cut you off. Even now, I will say this now.
And next gen, you mind if I ask Mr. T a question? You know what I'm saying?
I just hope we can speak this out.
Go ahead.
I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose this. Now here's my thing. Now specs, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying as far as the whole specs thing. Now, as far as the PS2, it was the GameCube was. And I tell people all the time, the GameCube was a nice system. And that's probably by far now between that and the NES. Even this one, that was probably my favorite. That's the last Nintendo console that I truly love. Eternal Darkness was my shit. Now, what I'm saying is that yes, those consoles were more powerful than the PS2, but the PS2 was it was capable.
There were other things that factored into
it was capable. And like I said, the PS2 had a strong third-party support. I had all the goddamn exclusives. You know what I mean? And let's say the Xbox was real powerful, but it didn't have the same game library as the PS2, and that's what the PS2 really won that generation. I mean, I'm just being, and also people bought it as a DVD player. Believe me, but that was my first DVD player was the PlayStation 2. Now,
they were talking about that before we got on.
That was my first.
DVD players back then were expensive. My girl bought me one, and it was $700.
Yeah, they were very expensive. And the PlayStation 2 was my first DVD player. Now, with that being said, now I get what you're saying. You know what I mean? But and I'm saying this, but I mean. But like I said, engines can be scaled down. You're right. Even the PlayStation 3 and the 360, they don't run the whole Unreal Engine 3. But you take a game like Unreal Engine 4, right? You know what I mean? In theory, I guess I don't know how. Like I said, it's for DirectX 11 or higher. Now the Wii U is DirectX 10. You know what I mean? So you have a whole. Real Unreal Engine is one of the most popular used engines around. Probably the most popular, popular engines around. Unreal Engine. Everybody uses it for everything, you know what I mean? But to have, if not saying, well, this generation, it was like last generation, and if all these developers start to use the Unreal Engine 4, there's a whole shitload of games that the Wii U can't get. Now, I've always said this, that third parties, as multiplats are every Tuesday, but you get exclusives every 3-4 months. Now, are you going to buy a next generation console as far as the Wii U just to play Nintendo titles? They say it's $300, $350, whatever the case may be, times is hard. Or would you like to buy consoles that you can have your exclusives and, double dip and get the, multiplats, whatever the case may be? I mean, that was always been, not saying, it's too late. Like, I just feel like Nintendo... Yeah. They kind of entered the HD party like 7 years too late. You know what I mean? And listen, like I said, I'm not a Bond. I'm not an RXL. I went out there and put my money where my mouth is. I bought that console day one. And when I bought that console, you know what I mean? Like I said, and I felt like Nintendo, not saying they sacrificed it because they had a vision with as far as this tablet, but I had yet to see this. Even as far as Microsoft with the Kinect. Even they decided to, even though I use my shit every day, you know what I mean? I use my shit every day. Dodo might use it, but I do. I even use my shit to record my gameplays when I do record gameplay. But I have yet to see a game that uses the Kinect. You know what I mean? Now they said D4 is going to be the first must-have game. Now I have yet to see, you know what I mean? I'm just being real. Speaking, a game that takes advantage of. They said I have to have a Wii U for this tablet. You know
Can
what
I
I mean?
speak on this next
Yeah, you
game
got it.
when
Go,
it comes
go,
down
go.
to connect?
Yeah.
You mind?
Yeah, you got it.
See, and this is one thing I give Sony credit for. When people think of the Connect, see, people don't want to actually use the Connect in the sense that they're using it. They want to be able to use the voice command. You know what I'm saying? Like they being able to speak through a mic, or you know what I'm saying, to their system, and it does what they say. You get what I'm saying? And PlayStation incorporated that with the PS4, but yet Microsoft makes you use a Connect for that same thing. You get what I'm saying? I feel if they had it where people could actually talk into their mic and say snap TV, you know what I'm saying? Snap this and snap that, it wouldn't really be no need for no Connect, man. Like I feel like people don't really want the whole Connect because a lot of people ain't finna be up and dancing in front of their TV.
Well,
Come on, let's be honest.
I'm doing it.
I'm a Nintendo owner, and I'm about to I'm about to defend the Connect a little bit. A little bit. If the Connect worked as good as they want it to, then it would be great. But if it's not as responsive as they would like it to be, that technology was as good as it, they always use the what's the movie Minority Report, as what motivated them to working on that kind of technology with their hand motions and stuff. So if it was as good as Minority Report, I would have an Xbox One right now. But that technology isn't there yet.
Well, I think you can get way better with newer drivers. Remember, I was talking about this earlier. With the newer drivers, will make everything about the Xbox One better. And I feel, see, my whole thing is I don't use the Connect. I got the Connect. I don't use it. You know what I'm saying? Never been a fan of it. But Xbox gonna have to find that game to make me want to actually plug it up and say, "Here we go." You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna use it no more.
Application.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing for the Wii gamepad. We still don't have the killer app from Nintendo.
I'm back.
That makes it shine. Like I'm still a proponent. I love the gamepad. I don't care that some may think that it takes away from the power that it could have had. That doesn't matter to me. I don't think that matters to Nintendo, obviously, but they have to show us why we need that gamepad, and they haven't done it yet. I'm holding out. I'm holding out hope. Wait for E3. Wait for E3.
It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner.
I'm gonna start losing a little faith.
Hold on. My question to you, Mr. T, are they gonna show up at E3 this year?
I think they will. I think they have to.
Are they gonna do another Wii U?
Shit, is Xbox gonna show up?
Hey, Xbox make E3. Hey, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. God damn it, shut your mouth.
Xbox
Don't start this. Hold on, but Mr. G, I got one other question for you, right? Now, we know that Sony is in dire straits when it comes down to money right now. We know this, correct?
Yeah, we know that.
All right. And we know Nintendo is having just a little wee problems with getting their games and their systems where people want them this generation. Yeah. And if you know Nintendo and you know Sony, I'm not talking about PlayStation and Wii's. I'm talking about Nintendo and Sony. Everybody know they used to work together. You know what I'm saying? They were one of the same.
It wouldn't be a PlayStation if Nintendo, hadn't.
You get what I'm saying?
Deal, so yeah.
How would you feel about it, like Nintendo buying PlayStation?
I don't think they got enough money to do that yet.
Oh man!
But if PlayStation,
they do a collaboration, you know what I'm saying? They can help one another out.
Yeah, the fans go crazy, but the people in Sony and people in Nintendo, they respect each other, what's his name? Shuhei Yoshida. He owns 2 Wii U's. So
hey, hold on. I'm back. I'm saying I heard what you said. Shit, Sony got Nintendo got that money to buy PlayStation. I mean, the PlayStation itself. Sony is worth $17 billion.
Sony, but maybe they could, like I said, if Sony split off, the PlayStation split off.
How much you think the PlayStation? How much do you think the PlayStation brand is worth?
You know, Nintendo.
I'm just
Nintendo
being
don't
real.
come off that money. They ain't spending.
Yeah, Nintendo kind of cheap, but not, you know they very frugal when it comes to that money. But here's the
Man,
thing,
to get them studios.
just think about this. I'm saying because if Sony itself is only worth not talking about PlayStation, it's only worth $17 billion. That's all they worth. The TVs, the movies, everything is worth $17 billion. Now Nintendo has 19 billion in bank.
This is a fact. Wait a minute, this is a guaranteed fact. Xbox, fucking PlayStation, and Wii, Nintendo won't ever go out of business. At the end of the day, Nintendo will never go out of business.
Why is that?
Because it's a child game.
No, but you gotta realize, you just talking about the 3DS. You gotta realize that mobile gaming, like my daughter, she straight scripted.
We spoke about this too, man.
Yo, listen, let me tell you some real shit. Let me tell you some real shit. Now, I understand as far as the handheld thing, Nintendo has that on Smash, but, you know, to my first console thing, my daughter straight skipped the whole 3D thing and went straight to playing games on her iPod Touch.
I just bought my daughter a tablet. She just got a Galaxy tab.
She didn't game on a 3DS. She plays games on a cell phone, you know, on a tablet. You know what I mean?
So listen, my daughter, she don't play her PlayStation, her Xbox, her Wii, or her Wii U, or her DS, or her PS Vita. She play her fucking tablet and mobile games.
That's what I'm saying.
Only thing my twins play is Xbox 360 and 3DS.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying all kids, but a lot of kids.
Majority.
A lot of kids skip the whole. Not saying a lot, but they're skipping the whole 3DS thing and just buying these little bullshit 99-cent games. Or a lot of them are free on. A lot of them are free on Android. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's why. Do you actually quit? I know a little topic. Do you think it would make sense? Not make sense for Horace business wise? No, fuck that. Let me ask you a question. Do you think right now that the Wii U can turn it around? You don't think it's too late? You think the Wii U is one hit away?
It depends on what you mean by turn it around. Do I think it's gonna sell 80 million consoles? No. My guesstimate would be somewhere in the 30s.
Now, would you consider that a fail though? Coming off selling over 100 million.
Is it a fail? I mean,
coming off selling 100 million, is going down to 30.
Well, I mean, the first NES sold 60 million, and it went down to 45 million with the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Was that a fail?
No, I'm just saying, but do you think that when Nintendo was at their drawing board, right, and they came up with the Wii U, because it's one thing, they try to hop on that whole tablet frenzy, you know what I mean? Try to catch the Nintendo's, with the whole motion control, they took the industry by storm. That was new. Oh, shit. And then here they came with another gimmick or whatever you want to call it with the tablet, and it didn't take off for them, right? You know what I mean? Even Watcher said, you know, what if he said something about that'll be the last, what the hell he say? About the public didn't get the tablet or whatever the case may be. It didn't take off for them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like my thing, if they was gonna make a tablet, then make a tablet. Put a CPU, I think that they was kind of worried about keeping price down. You know what I mean? And like I said, I think price really not saying it doesn't matter because you got the PlayStation 4 was $400. You know what I mean? How they maybe put a CPU on the tablet, let you use it as a tablet and as a controller. I think, you know what I mean? You know, being that they don't have the app that uses that, let you take that motherfucker outside and whip that bitch out. Hook it up to some Wi-Fi, you know what I mean? But do you think they can turn it around? I'm saying you said 30 million, fine. But the Nintendo wasn't thinking 30 million when they came up with the Wii U, you know what I mean? They was thinking like, damn, we about to, you know what I mean, how long you think the Wii U's going to be on the market?
Most Nintendo's system don't go through beyond 5 or 6 years. I'm thinking 4 to 5 years.
Be honest with you, the next gen, I don't think they was thinking that, bro.
What?
I don't think they thought,
Dude, I think they put out the Wii U to take advantage of 3. Because I was just sitting around, I was talking to this guy at Best Buy. I honestly think that they put the Wii U out to compete with the 360 and the PS3 to try to get some of that market. But the fell through. The third parties fell through. They wanted the third parties that they was getting.
Yeah, I said it in my video. They were expecting the third parties to be there. You know, the deals fell through, and then they were left with the pants down. Basically.
All right, here's the thing. You say that, boom. But they did, like, you think about it, the Wii U had a great launch. The launch library was a lot better than the PS3s. And the 360s. And shit, even the PS4, they launched with Assassin's Creed 3. I would have loved to have Assassin's Creed when the 360 launched. Assassin's Creed 3. Dog Stars, Tekken Tag Tournament, Ninja Gate, and give me something else. NBA 2K13, give me something else. Mass Effect 3, which was a great fucking game. Whether you got the first two or not, great fucking game. They had some heavy fucking hitters. You know what I mean? It's just that the Nintendo they didn't buy them.
I explained that already.
Batman Arkham City.
If you were playing Mass Effect or any of those games, you were already on another system doing that. You know, you weren't gonna go out and buy a new $350 system to play a game that on a system that you already have.
No, yeah, but not everybody's
gonna do that.
No. Here's the thing, but you taking it, you looking at it as that everybody had a PS3, everybody had the 3, or everybody had those games.
I'm not saying
not everybody. Because a lot of you Nintendo guys, I look some of they only played on Nintendo console. Those games were new to them. You understand what I'm saying? This was their this was their game, and the way Nintendo was touting that this tablet is going to take these games. So there's a different way of playing them.
But like Dr. Trey, he waited for Batman. Remember, Dr. Trey waited.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, though. I'm saying, I forgot what I'm saying. We're talking about, what I'm saying is that that fan base. Again, I don't know any Nintendo dude that doesn't have a PlayStation 3 or an Xbox 360. I don't know them. I don't know any of them. I'm sure there are some out there, but I don't know any of them. But like I'm saying, that fan base was already on those systems that they already have for the most part. Not everybody, not every Nintendo fan already had a 360 or PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3. But if you were into those games, that like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, you had that system already.
That was a new title though. That wasn't that.
You're a Nintendo fan that was into those kind of games.
Yeah, that was
you had the system to play it.
Yeah, but that was a new game though, Mr. T. That wasn't old. That game came out in October, more or less, fairly new. You know what I mean? That came out in October, and it came out in October, and the Wii U came out in November. I'm sorry, the Wii U came out in November. So that was like still a fairly new game. But even like as far as Tekken Tag, that was a fairly new game also. NBA 2K13 was fairly new games. And those games,
This is what I think this is what you're missing. Is what I'm trying to tell you. The Nintendo fan who was gonna go buy a Wii U. A lot of Nintendo fans haven't bought a Wii U yet. They're talking about they waiting on this game. They waiting on that game. They waiting on Smash Brothers, or some waiting on Mario Kart, or some are waiting on Bayonetta and X and stuff. A lot of those guys haven't bought the system yet. But if you were, like I said, if you're a Mass Effect fan, what else was we're talking about here? Call of Duty or any of that stuff. You already have a system
to play it on.
To play that on. You're not gonna go, if you're waiting on Super Smash Brothers, you're not gonna go and buy a Wii U to play Super Mario Brothers Wii U. You're not gonna do that.
Oh, you lost me. Say it again. You lost with that one. You said if you got a what? You fucked
up
with that one.
If you have a PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360, and you're a Nintendo fan, and you're waiting on that console, but you're waiting for Smash Brothers or whatever, you're not gonna go out and buy a Wii U to play Call of Duty or whatever on it, because you already have a system for that. And Nintendo didn't have a big killer app for Wii U at launch. The Super Mario 3D World to me is the first killer app. Besides maybe Zombie U, but Zombie U again, it's a new IP. And graphically for that kind of game, it wasn't up to par for a lot of people.
So
I'm sorry. It didn't connect. It didn't connect the way it should have, and the people wanted it to.
All right, now listen. This is coming from now you're right. I'm not a big Nintendo fan. Like I said, once again, I'm gonna show this in my hand. This was like I said. This is my honest opinion. At the end of the day, what I eat don't make anyone shit. I just want to clear the waves, okay? Like I said, once again, and like I caught a lot of heat on my channel. It's not what I say and how I say. A lot of things I did used to say was to get a rise, to get the fags jumping. And I mean fag, I mean there's no sexuality preference. I mean it's mean, you're soft or whatever. You get their emotions, right, like I said, at the end of the day. Check it out. But now, from like I said, my split, the reason why I bought a Wii U, now, on paper, yes, it's more powerful than the 360 and the PS3. It's newer hardware. It is what it is. But when I bought the Wii U, I was expecting to see something better. Whether I'm a graphic, I would say, we all love a pretty game. I'm not saying that may be your sole purpose of not buying a game. That's like saying, you can date an ugly bitch or a pretty bitch. Now, if you got a pretty bitch with a great attitude, score. You know what I mean? We all like something nice to look at. Okay. Let's not fool ourselves. We got to be.
I like an ugly fat bitch.
Yeah, whatever the case may be, we all like a nice looking game to play. So some of you guys how you jumping up and down saying how great visually Super Mario 3D World look. We all like a nice looking game. Look at it at the end of the day. Not saying graphics is everything, because a game can be pretty as hell, but be corny than a motherfucker. I get
Right.
it. You know what I mean? I get it. Killzone, nice looking game, but this game is dog shit. I get it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, where this is what my disconnect, and a lot of people may have thought like me, coming from the Sony and the Microsoft crowd, they said they was going back after their market. You know what I mean? This is what Nintendo said. Now, when I got the console at home, and I remember, you couldn't see a lot of footage, a lot of the Wii U games. I remember, prime example, when some shit leaked from France, and Nintendo was showing off the Wii U, and they were showing off Batman Arkham City, and the guy, one of the journalists said there, I never forget, this was started me and Dr. Trey's fake so-called beef. One of the journalists there said that the Wii U's version of Batman Arkham City looked worse than the PlayStation 3 version. And I remember that shit hit the YouTube. I don't know if he was here on YouTube then, or you made it. I don't think so. This was like back in 2012. I don't know if he did a channel, or maybe he might have been behind the scenes like myself. But anyway, make a long story short, and I think it was Eurogaming, Eurogamer broke the story. I think Digital Foundry talked about it, talking about how bad the frame rates were, whatever the case may be. This was Dr. Trey tried to discredit, I believe, was Eurogamer and Digital Foundry, and it came out and said that the PS3 version looked better. So now here's the thing. Now, remember, the whole summer leading up to that, all the Nintendo fans were saying how more powerful than the Wii U was than current gen, and how it was going to crush it. And I was like, hey, that's not the Wii U's competition. The Wii U's competition is going to be the PS4 and the Xbox One. Now, boom. Like I said, when I got the system home, when I went to beginning to play the games, like I said, I bought Tekken Tag. Like I said, there was no voice chat in none of those games. That was like a big turnoff for me. You know what I mean? There was no voice chat. And then the little friends I did have, for me making my YouTube channel, like I said, I bought the console to connect with my Nintendo subscribers to play some, hey, next gen, come play with me. You know what I mean? And check it out, though. I want to hear your opinion on this. So, I made, the channel, had my profile, had my avatar, what you call it, my Miiverse character, whatever the case. And I couldn't play with none of mine. Really, I don't do Call of Duty. I couldn't play with none of my, my subscribers in 2K or Madden. They didn't have anything. So I'm like, damn. Like, how the fuck did this console come out in 2012?
Like 10, 15, 10 minutes.
Yeah, how did this console come out in 2012 and it can't do the basic shit I've been doing for the last 10 years? I didn't understand that shit, right? So then, boom, the console that I broke was broke. Like, the tablet, it was kind of funky. It didn't come on. And we all know without the tablet, the consoles, you know what I mean? I remember I did a video about this, thought I was lying, trying to troll Nintendo, but if the tablet doesn't come on at all, you can't control some features with the Pro controller. And I had to prove them. I did a video, I left the fucking tablet downstairs outside, and I was upstairs controlling some parts of the fucking Wii U interface with the Pro controller, because the tablet was dead. So mind you, I went out, I bought several games on the eShop, right? Bought several games, right? And Mr. T, and so I had to take the Wii U back. I had, it wasn't even quite a month yet. So I got the new console home, but to boot the bitch up, I wanted to put in the name Zaya720, and they told me that gamer tag profile, whatever, was tied to another console. So I gotta pick new games. I said, damn, what about all the games I bought? I bought, what's that shit? What's that game? Adam Assault. What's that? You riding around like on a germ or something? Real pretty.
Nano Assault.
Nano Assault. I bought Trine. I bought a few games. So I spent like $60. I believe it was like $60 some odd dollars on the eShop. And dog, I'm on the phone with Nintendo. Everything that I bought and download was tied to my MAC address. You guys know what your MAC address is, your actual physical hard. Your physical was tied to the console. Everything that I bought and purchased was tied to the console. So in theory, whoever got their Wii U after me that was, refurbished, they got all my stuff. And I was really, even like I said, my credit card information I did use my debit card. I'm lying, I didn't. I did use my debit card. So I'm on the phone with Nintendo, And I'm speaking to them. They want me to sit now. I gave them my gamer tag. I gave them my email address. I gave them all that shit. They see that it was me. They see that I purchased it. They wanted me to send another credit card receipt. It was a bunch of bull, and I still haven't got my money back. So I'm thinking to myself, like, how can they want anybody to spend their money on this eshop? God forbid if their console breaks or go kapuki and all this shit, they can't get none of that stuff back. Like that, Mr. T, in 2012, 2013, that shit baffled the fuck out of me. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is Nintendo doing? And I couldn't understand that shit for the life of me, yo. I'm like, this is my thing. Like, Nintendo is the grandfather of gaming. You can't take that from them. You know what I mean? Whether you hate them or not, they're the grandfather of the game. And here's my thing in this industry, and this is all that Nintendo does as far as gaming. This is all that they do. I understand they own parts of the baseball team, but I'm just before just all that they really do is video games. I'm like, how can they not be leading the industry still? You know what I mean? For Miyamoto, I think it was him that said that they wasn't used to making HD games. And with the shaders and it take this long, I'm like, damn, this is all that you guys do is make games. Like, how can y'all be so far behind the curve? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to add, like, you know what I mean? This is like me coming from, like, I'm like, you're a champion of Nintendo. You like all this stuff, but does that make, like, sense to you, though, bro?
I can't make excuses for any of that stuff. I voiced the same gripes as far as the unified accounts on a couple of my videos. And yeah, I mean, I agree with some of what you're saying because, I think, to me, the Wii was the gift and the curse for Nintendo.
Yeah, it was.
It was a gift because
so
it was
well
printing money. And the thing is, I said, and this is nothing new I'm saying here. I've said this on my videos before, even though I'm a quote unquote Nintendo. I don't call Nintendo out. But anyway, I've said this before, is that the Wii is basically the gift and the curse to them. They got complacent, they making all that money, they sat back. Instead of taking that momentum from the Wii and running it into the Wii U, they just sat back and collected the money, and wasn't really focusing on the things like what you're talking about to focus on. Because, like I said, the Wii had features that the Wii U doesn't have.
Yeah.
To me, that makes no sense. That makes no sense to me. There's no damage controlling it.
So as I said, do you think they need new blood? Do you think they need somebody else besides Iwata?
And again, from my perspective, from me sitting behind my my monitor playing video games, I can't tell you that. I don't know. I don't have that inside information on what that issue is, but yeah, I mean that's something that's obviously that needs to be fixed. I mean,
just make them so much more modern.
You can complain about the graphics. You can complain about to some degree the third party.
Okay.
But something like that, something that they have already shown that they can do, they've done. They don't put it on. They don't have it out for this system. That there's no. You can't make an excuse for that. I can't make an excuse for that.
Okay.
So as far as who's in charge of that, who's in control of that. They need to fix it and get it together and work it out.
Okay, I can respect that. I'm not gonna beat you over the head, but like I said, we're about to wrap this up, and like I said, I just want to add to that note before, like I said, before we close out this shit show. It was longer than what I expected, but it was good talk, good conversation. I like, just like I said, I've been dying to get a straight Nintendo guy on my channel for forever. You know what I mean? We started off talking about like Sony, and everybody just think that I'm going to, I just call it ambush journalism. You know what I mean? Like I'm a very respectful dude at the end of the day, man. But like I said, and like I said, now going with your video said, your onions are your onions, and I get that, but like I said, me thinking outside the box. That's why I made that video every day. And say, even though I use my Kinect and I use it every day, but fuck me, I can't. Not just me, you know what I mean. Nintendo, Microsoft made a mistake, because and included, you know what I mean, because but that was just theoretically speaking. But to add what you just said, as far as the third party, as far as Nintendo, I'm gonna end it at this. As far as third party, it's not. I'm more or less. I said Nintendo gave out the olive branch. They got all these hardcore third party, at launch these titles, and the Nintendo fans or whatever the case, they didn't support. And at the end of the day, these developers are in business to make money. You know what I mean? If it make dollars, it makes sense. They're not going to even Ubisoft. They're not going to keep even look, bro. You take Splinter Cell, it sold 5,000 copies. You can't get mad at them to say, even if Watch Dogs is canceled or whatever the case, Splinter Cell only sold 5,000 copies. Assassin's Creed sold like shit. you can't get mad at them. Like I said, these companies are in the business to make money. And then they got mad at the whole Rayman Legend thing, for them pushing it back and making it go multi-plat. And you say, you know what? They fucked with selling. You guys didn't even go out and buy the Wonderful World of 101. You know what I mean? Just being real. Like these guys, you can't, put your money where your mouth is. That's what I say about it. I don't understand. Like the Nintendo crowd is kind of odd. Like to me, they want all this stuff. Then when they get it, they don't buy it. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. As far as I think the third party, I mean, had they went out and supported more, they could have fixed that. Now, when I say about Nintendo needs to get more modern, like that, you can't make no like, God, why you guys don't have my information backed up on the server? I should be able to go from Wii U to Wii U and log into my account and have access to my things. Like that's something that should be there. You know what I mean? For us, the Wii U, and especially they want to think outside the box and go. They seriously go about going back after their crowd that they lost. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like I said, it's been real. It's been your boy Next Gen 720. You want to say something before sign up, Mr. T?
No, I just thanks for having me on. I'm not afraid to come on to these types of things because we should talk to the other side. You can't just sit in your little box and be just a circle jerk. At that point,
you can't sit in the
You gotta talk to other people you don't agree with. There
you go,
so,
man.
That's just the way it is.
You can agree to disagree. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You can't. You guys got to come out for the Miiverse, man.
I agree with you on probably 5%. But
Oh shit.
That doesn't stop me from talking, to you, and I can talk to your audience, and you can talk to mine.
There you go, man. Hey, Doe, you want to say something on the way out, Doe?
I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything been said that need to be said, man.
All right, well, Dog Cole, you want to say something on the way out?
We do it for the views.
All right, man. It's been your boy Next Gen 720, man. It's been a shit. I might name this motherfucker podcast. We started talking about Sony and they shit and hopped on Nintendo. I said, man, fuck it. The window's open, man. I ain't know next time I see Nintendo joke on. I call them Wii U weirdos. I don't know when I get another one on my channel. It's been a pleasure having my fan of his channel. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we out of here, man. Good